The 7th annual Innisfil Seed Saturday event was held at Innisfil Public Library on March 23rd. Hi, this is Deepak and you're watching Simco Community Media. The event featured vendors, exhibitors, expert talks, children's activities and projects aimed at promoting gardening and welcoming spring. The founder of the Innisfil Seed Library, Bridget Indelicato, said the event focuses on connecting people with nature.
Lots of opportunities through our seed library or our vendors for people to learn how to grow food. And it really increases food security in people's backyards, really. So you can grow your own lettuce, your own squash, your own carrots. Really anything that you can do. You can start out simple.
Leanne LeBlanc from Wild Birds Unlimited in Barrie shared insights on offerings available to attract birds to backyards, deter squirrels, and support pollinators.
Native plants are really important to your backyard, so we help create habitat. We have native plant sales this spring, and we have things like bee houses, bee supplies. We sell bee cocoons as well. So those pollinators are really important. Both birds pollinate and the bees. And
Andrew Roy from Gardenalchemyseeds.ca emphasized the importance of cultivating calorie-dense and protein-rich foods for self-sufficiency. His company offers a variety of seed potatoes and other staple crops that are essential for a sustainable garden.
We connected with a farmer in Ontario near Peterborough who grows over 50 different varieties of potatoes. And so it is literally from a small farmer through us, and we have an online store that we've been running for 3 years. And so we have 30 of his 50 available. And these are potato varieties that are heritage varieties that you can't get in normal distribution. So we have a wide selection of purple potatoes. We've sold out we sold out of a lot of our purple potatoes. We have russet potatoes, German butterball, which is our best seller. It's a great storage potato and it's very tasty.
Here are a few interviews from the event.
Hi, I'm Bridget Indelicato. I'm the founder of the Innisfil Seed Library and the organizer of Innisfil Seedy Saturday. It's an annual event where we have vendors, exhibitors, expert talks, activities for children. We have a project in the Hack Lab, all related to gardening and a welcome time for spring.
What is the importance of this event here?
Well, I think a lot of people, especially during the pandemic, got really interested in growing their own food. So we have lots of opportunities through our seed library or our vendors for people to learn how to grow food. And it really increases food security in people's backyards, really. So you can grow your own lettuce, your own squash, your own carrots. Really anything that you can do. You can start out simple. So we have our seed library where folks can grow beans, which is quite simple. Or if you're a little more advanced, maybe you'll try growing tomatoes or eggplant. So it's really for all skill levels, and it's just a great opportunity to get people to be more connected to where their food comes from.
And how long you have been running this particular?
This is our 7th annual event. Yeah, and our seed library has been around for 9 years. So it's a little older than our event, and it's just really a welcome thing in our community. We have folks coming from really all of Simcoe County, some as far as Wasagas, people coming down here knowing about our event and just really getting that springtime feeling. There's a really good energy at these events. And Seedy Saturdays actually happen all over Canada. So we're sort of part of this bigger event happening that happens typically from February to April. So it's really just people learning how to grow food, learning how to grow flowers, attract pollinators, and then we have other vendors that support wildlife and really connecting to the earth.
So what is there a bigger purpose behind arranging these events all over the Canada? Is kind of starting a movement?
Yeah, I mean, it started actually in 1991 in Vancouver. Lots of growing that happens out that way. So it was really started off in a very grassroots way, a seed swap. So people would swap seeds. Like, I've got some interesting tomato seeds. I'm going to swap and get some squash seeds from my friend here. So that's really where it started. It was really humble beginnings, and now it's grown bigger. With educational opportunities and people selling stuff, trading. I mean, there is still trading happening too at some events. With us, we focus on our seed library, which is like a lending program. So you think of lending a book, we're lending seeds. So you grow your seeds at home, grow your vegetables or your flowers, and then you collect your seeds and return some at the end of the season so that you help keep our program sustainable. So that's most of our seeds are local from folks that have grown them.
Now the word library makes sense.
Yes. And I mean, having your seed library at a library makes a lot of sense. It's usually the same kind of community. They can house our seeds. So after this event, our seeds will still be available as long as they last at the library, so people can come in and select if they weren't able to come here or they didn't find what they wanted. They can come back throughout the season while supplies last and grow stuff.
Is there anywhere else in Simcoe County you arrange this event? Maybe City of Barrie or?
Yeah, Barrie does an event as well. They had one earlier. I know Beaton, so they're just west of us. They're hosting one today as well at their library. So they do happen. They pop up all over the place. So it's kind of Seeds of Diversity Canada is a sort of umbrella organization that promotes them Canada-wide. So if you're interested to know where one is happening in your community, go to seeds.ca and you'll find all sorts of events happening. And if you want to know what we're doing and resources, we have a website too, which is InnisfilSeedLibrary.ca.
My name's Leanne. I am the manager at the Wild Birds Unlimited in Barrie. We have everything that you would need to bring birds to your backyard. So if you're looking to bring nature close to home, come visit us because we got you covered.
So what do you have here that can bring nature to your backyard?
Well, we have anything that you would want to entice birds. So if you have a specific bird you're interested in, if it's cardinals, we have things that will attract the cardinals, blue jays, the chickadees, nuthatches. We have all the types of food and feeders you would need. We also have things that will help you keep the squirrels away for those who don't like to feed the squirrels. We have all different types, as I said, of food and feeders. So all the migratory birds that are coming up right now, they're going to be looking for maybe some different food than you might normally see, like seed in your backyard. They're going to start looking for birdberry jelly, oranges, nectar, things like that as well. And then for also to bring things to your backyard, because we're here at Seedy Saturday in Innisfil, native plants are really important to your backyard, so we help create habitat. We have native plant sales this spring, and we have things like bee houses, bee supplies. We sell bee cocoons as well. So those pollinators are really important. Both birds pollinate and the bees, and so that's an important factor. So we have things for those as well.
So can you just briefly talk about some of the things that you have here?
Yeah, sure. Well, I mean, I can start you off over here if you're interested. This is our pole system. It's great because it is interchangeable. You can build it up as much as you want or leave it plain. So you have these arms that you can add. They're like feeders where you can put oranges and jellies in here. They act as places where the birds can perch and land. It's nice to see them feed their young too. Most of the birds will come to land on something before they go to a feeder, so that's a nice thing to have. Yeah, and you can make the pole system, you can add extra arms like there is on the one in the back, and you can customize it to add 4 or more spots to hang feeders for your birds. And it's stable, so it holds up to 40 pounds of well-distributed weight. So that's a great investment to make, so you don't have to keep going up and propping up your bird pool. And if you're looking to help the nesting birds, we have things like their nesting balls, so plant material or nesting material for the birds. Wool, this is from the nesting wool table, so that's a great one too. The hummingbirds, this is nesting material for them. So nesting is an important time of year. So giving them some supplies, having adequate housing for them if you're interested, or a nesting shelf, which would be for, your robins or mourning doves, things like that. And then cavity nesting birds would nest in here. Then we have things so you could look at for keeping your windows safe for the birds. So these are decals that you can put outside, on the outside of your windows. So they're window gems. These ones are, and they have a lovely iridescent colors on them, really pretty. And then these are Windows Alert. So it's a huge factor in terms of bird safety, collisions on the windows. So these would help protect your birds from hitting the window because they see a reflection and they stop. They see this instead of the reflection rather, and they stop. And we have, this is a bird-friendly material as well, feather-friendly, where it puts strips of little dots on the window also to help with anti-collision. And then, as I said, we have the bee things here. So we have, these are really cute. You can put them in plants, planted pots, and put water in them, and your birds can come in, your bees can come and drink from there. There's houses where you can let the bees come and nest in there, and then you can harvest the cocoons and help them for the following year. If you're looking for the solar eclipse, we also have some things for the solar eclipse that's coming up. That's a pretty cool thing. And you'll find during the solar eclipse that during the darkest time when the full eclipse is coming, the animals will all act different ways, the birds will act differently. So that's a cool thing to witness as well. Little things like window feeders, and of course you saw some of the other feeders on the pole systems that we have. We have brochures and different resources in terms of books. And then here are some of our migratory things that we have for the birds. Now, right now, hummingbirds are going to be really popular coming up to in May. So we have some new little feeders that you can put out, and we have our regular hummingbird feeders that are great. They have built-in ant moats to keep the ants away, so that's good. And orioles, which are beautiful birds that will come, and they love to have food like birdberry jelly. Live mealworms is great for nesting birds, so cardinals, chickadees, nuthatches, orioles, they all love live mealworms to feed their babies. But if you're a little bit squirmish, you can try some dried mealworms too. Yeah, so those are just some of the things. We have some kids' activities as well. As you can see, we just had some little people here, so it's a little bit messy now.
And where can people find these items?
So our store is in Barrie. It's at 515 Bryan Drive in Barrie. So we're right behind Kensington Burger Bar and right beside Water Depot. So I'll give them a plug, and that's where we are.
I'm Andrew Roy. This is Jennifer Toole. We're of Gardenalchemyseeds.ca. And we started this as a business during the pandemic. And so, what we decided to do is food security and having seeds are important issues for us. So we started carrying seeds so that we could buy some seeds and sell some seeds and grow seeds. And very early in the process, we realized that growing or offering seed potatoes is very important. The reason why potatoes are very important is because it's a staple crop. A lot of people have gardens, usually grow things like lettuces and things that don't give you calories. But if you wanted to learn how to survive or thrive off your gardens, like growing crops that have calories are very important. And potatoes have been a staple crop for centuries. So
very practical use of the gardening.
That's right. So we started. We connected with a farmer in Ontario near Peterborough who grows over 50 different varieties of potatoes. And so it is literally from a small farmer through us, and we have an online store that we've been running for 3 years. And so we have 30 of his 50 available. And these are potato varieties that are heritage varieties that you can't get in normal distribution. So we have a wide selection of purple potatoes. We've sold out we sold out of a lot of our purple potatoes. We have russet potatoes, German butterball, which is our best seller. It's a great storage potato, and it's very tasty. We also have fingerling potatoes, which are smaller. Which again, it's a niche crop that you can't find unless you find them in a boutique place. And then we also have potatoes that are low glycemic potatoes. So the Nicola potatoes, and and Huckleberry Gold potatoes. And we ship across Canada, and this is our 3rd year, and we're really excited to be at this show because this is a wonderful community, and this is a wonderful place, and it's very well run, and we make a lot of good connections while we're here.
Awesome. And then you also have some other seeds, I see here.
So the other seeds are basically, they're other complementary staple crops that we have. So if you ever take a top 10 list of plants you should grow if you want to like live off your garden, we have beans and peas, which are high in protein, cabbages, root crops such as beets, carrots, and turnips. Those are great storage as well. And recently we partnered with a farmer in Pelee Island selling peanuts. So these are Ontario raised peanuts, which means that these are, because normally peanuts are from further south, from southern U.S., but these are a northern variety that's accustomed to growing in Ontario. Peanuts are a great homestead or survival crop because they're very high in oils. And so we have peanuts as well. We also have garlic from the same farmer. And we're doing a lot of partnering with farmers and selling their products directly to consumers and gardeners across Ontario and Canada.
That was the update from the town of Innisfil. Keep watching for other news from Simcoe County. Thank you.